and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Lera Francois. I'm excited that you guys are joining me today. And yes, as you can see, I don't have my boxing gloves on today. We are going to talk a little bit about nutrition. Now I know there's a lot of information out there and you guys can go and Google it. I'm sure you came up with 1,000 searches. But I do want to say to you guys that I feel one of the main reasons that we do battle with our weight and that we struggle with this ongoing thing with food and exercise is emotional eating. And emotional eating is something that has a very strong hold on a lot of us. And we generally connect food with, like I said, with emotions. So sometimes, we eat when we're sad, we eat when we're happy, we eat when we celebrate, we eat when we just get together. As a people, we generally like to connect food to that. So what I want to try and encourage you guys today is that we find another way, that we don't always have that link with food and emotion. Now, the main trigger for emotional eating is stress. And I know for myself, as a mother of two, also a business owner and a wife and running a house and, just doing everything that is required from you in a day, it does add a lot of stress, so we are juggling a lot of things. That's not even, mentioning if there was a different kind of trauma that you're still dealing with. So stress is a very large part of our lives. And in our modern day, everything is not just, as I said, crises or a sort of a trauma that happens. We are also dealing with long-term stress, just busyness of life. There's so much going on at the moment, and that will affect us. So when we actually go into a state of stress, and again, you guys can go and research this, and you probably know when we go into a state of stress, our body reacts differently. And one of the hormones that are released is adrenaline. And I want to explain now, in the old days, in the caveman time, when adrenaline was released or when there was a stressor, in their case, it would be a wild animal, maybe chasing them. When they stress, the adrenaline was released, but they had to run for their lives. So they had to run away to escape that animal. And so they were using a lot of energy, and that is what the adrenaline does. It sort of boosts and it gives you a massive amount of nervous energy, but they were using it in that time. Now today, unfortunately, when we are in stressful situations, it's not always a physical threat. It's just all this constant things and demands, and it causes us to stress. So our bodies will still end up releasing adrenaline, but now we have that nervous energy, and we're not running away, we're not fighting a bear, we're not fighting a lion, we're not fighting something else. We just keep having this nervous energy, and that actually triggers the hunger hormone. So now we end up getting hungry and we want to eat, but we haven't used the energy. So now we have this constant feeling of being peckish because there's this nervous energy. When you keep walking to the fridge and there's no reason for you to go to the fridge because you just ate something 10 minutes ago, but you kind of feel like you need to eat something, we're fidgeting and we're doing that. And that is caused by stress. So first of all, what I want you guys to try and remember from this is that we can use that. We can use all that adrenaline that's released in stressful situations for something good. You can go and have an awesome boxing session. Now, we have a lot of videos on here. You can have a training session, you can go for a run, but do something physically that will help you to get rid of that adrenaline and help you to just use that built up adrenaline in a positive way. Now, if you guys are not comfortable, I'm going to share a little bit more, so make sure that you're comfortable, get a comfy seat, get a water if you need it, and then we're going to also talk about another hormone which is called cortisol. Right guys, are you still comfortable? So the other hormone that I was mentioning is cortisol, and cortisol is actually called the stress hormone. So in a long-term or acute stress situation, this cortisol hormone will actually be released, or there will be higher levels of cortisol in your blood. Now when there's higher levels of cortisol, it will also increase the insulin levels. Now this could turn that sort of overeating into a habit, because the higher the insulin, your blood sugar will then drop and you will crave that sugary and those fatty foods all the time. So ladies, the bottom line is when we have more stress, we have higher cortisol levels, we will overeat or eat more, and we will constantly sit with this belly, that little round tubie around our tummy. So we want to make sure that we can manage and control our stress levels. And guys, as you guys know, exercise is definitely the best medicine for stress. So make sure that you guys follow the videos. There's lovely workouts, there's a lot of head workouts, a lot of boxing workouts, and we just need to fuel all that stress and that nervousness into something that we can benefit. And also when we exercise, we have also good endorphins that are being released, and we will feel better and we will relieve a lot of that stress. Now, the other thing that we have to be very just mindful about is what happens to our bodies when we're under such long-term stress. Now, we will actually end up breaking down our body, and we know that. We know that when we end up being very stressed for a long time, we end up getting sick all the time. You guys have noticed that. So our immune systems are broken down, and we can't actually fight the normal way that our body would resist all these bacteria and viruses and things going around. We can't do that when we're under constant stress. So guys, it's very important to make sure that you look after your immune system by eating healthy, eating wholesome, nutritious food. We want to make sure, I always see, we want to try and get food from the ground to the mouth. So we don't want to do processed stuff. We want to try and have lots of greens, lots of veggies, fresh stuff, minimal processing. Remember, our bodies are like a vehicle, I would say. It's like a car. If you're going to put bad fuel into your car, you're going to struggle and you're not going to be able to drive and get to your destination. But if you put the right fuel in, your car is going to perform the way that it should. And it's the same with our bodies, guys. So when we end up putting healthy stuff in, good nutrition, vegetables, fruit, greens, reds, yellows, all the different colors of the veg, and we do good proteins, and we do plant proteins, and we do some animal proteins. I know there's opinions, some of you guys are vegetarians, that is definitely your own choice, but focus on nutrition. Focus on fueling your body with good stuff so that your body will be able to perform the way you want to. When we end up and we all do that because we're busy, when we end up on the run and we just grab something on the run, we are not able to perform like we should. And most of the time, you guys have heard the saying, you're just running on fumes, and we end up doing that to ourselves. So we don't want to add extra stress by what we eat. So we want to make sure that we focus on relieving a lot of the stress with the exercise that we're going to do. And then when it gets to the kitchen, we're going to be mindful of it. Make your little shopping list. Be mindful of that. Decide that I'm going to look after my body. I am going to put good stuff into it because I need my body to perform for a certain amount of hours running around between the kids and the household and my gym session and my work and everything else that I want to do. I need to be able to rely on my body to do that, and it can only do that with good nutrition. All right, guys, don't go away. We've got a little bit more to cover. Right, guys, so 2 other hormones that we're quickly going to talk about is ghrelin and leptin. Now, the leptin hormone is the hormone that will actually tell your body that it's satisfied and that it's not hungry anymore, and that you've eaten enough and that you are comfortable now. And ghrelin, or as I call it, the gremlin, is the other hormone, and that is sort of your hunger hormone, and that will also constantly tell your body that you're hungry and you need more. When you have that feeling in your tummy the whole time where it says, I'm hungry, I need something to eat. Yeah. Just think about gremlin, bad hormone. Right, now when we are again under very stressful circumstances and stressing all the time, the ghrelin hormone is also then increased. And the only way, or one of the very good and better ways to decrease the ghrelin hormone is high intensity exercise. And guys, this is where we come in. So we really want to help you guys to find something that you love. And for me, I've always said boxing has been my absolute best stress relief. There is no better feeling from legally. You can't go around just punching people in the face, but you can put your boxing gloves on and you can go and take it out on a boxing bag. So whatever is in here, whatever causes you to feel upset or emotional or stressed about something, take it to the boxing studio or take it to your home. If you're working out at home, put your boxing gloves on. Have a good, powerful, sweaty workout on the bag. And guys, I always say, punch from the belly, bring it in here, visualize it, whatever it's here that is causing you to be unhappy or stressed about something, let it go on the bag, just release that. And you guys will feel, besides that feeling of just being I feel good, I've just managed to get rid of all that frustration, it's also going to have a positive effect on your metabolism because you're going to be able to decrease that ghrelin hormone, and you're going to be able to, stop eating constantly And eventually, once we can do that, we are going to be able to just stabilize our weight and start losing weight. Of course, going together with a healthy diet. So when we end up feeding our body all these nutritious stuff, we're doing the right thing, we're exercising, we're going to eventually see the results. And what we want to do is we want to focus on a whole person. We want to focus not on just the way that we look. We want to be healthy inside and outside, and we want to look good the inside and the outside. So I always say, you know, there's a difference. We can be just skinny and toned and be very unhealthy, but we want to make sure that we feed our bodies and that we are able to live for long, that we're able to grow old and see our grandkids and their grandkids and everybody, because we are actually looking after ourselves and looking after our bodies. Right, guys, so this was just a brief introduction to nutrition and the way that we do it here at Fighting Fit. There's a lot of information out there, guys, and we're also going to bring you guys a little bit more detailed sessions on nutrition and specifically more about other hormones. But today I just wanted to just roughly just give you guys an idea and show you how much this channel can actually help you guys to go and do your workout, de-stress, feel better, and all over be a healthier and a fitter you. Right, guys, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go and click the subscribe button. There's also a bell. Leave us your comments, leave us your questions, and hopefully we can bring you some more information soon. All right, thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys soon.